time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we gotta lead it.
True internet suffered depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you. Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 260 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
Oh, there's two guys drinking some beer, talking what's going on. You know that Jussie Smollett clip in that intro didn't age as well as I thought it would. I thought he was going to stay in the news longer than he did.
Yep.
Oh well. And Jen Psaki disappeared shortly after we made this too. She went over to MSNBC, right?
Yeah. I think she's still there.
Yeah, sure. Nothing. I'm gonna keep it to myself. So if this, what you shared here is about those monkeys. It says 24 monkeys have been recaptured.
Yep. 24 more monkeys have been recaptured.
So
Apparently,
how many?
I don't know. I have no idea.
All right,
I think it was
Oh, man,
40 originally.
that sounds right. Well, apparently South Carolina also has an issue with emus on the loose. While they're trying to wrangle up these monkeys, which apparently are, you told me apparently they're just like sitting outside, just outside the lab.
Yeah.
While they're trying to wrangle up these monkeys, they're dealing with emus running around wild. So sounds like South Carolina can't lock a cage, huh?
Yep. It was an employee that was feed the animals, didn't properly secure the cages.
There you go. You see this FEMA stuff that came out again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's saying there's a lot more to it than just, that was like a directive from FEMA itself, not just her saying that.
Yes, it was a widespread thing. It wasn't just me. She's just the scapegoat, the fall person. I put something up on Facebook about this with just a WTF question mark. Dumbass, we'll call him Sean again. Responded like, what's the problem, man? This guy's violent. He wants people to die. He said FEMA's the bad guy. So what's wrong with avoiding their yard? And I was like, first of all, having a sign in your yard doesn't make you that guy. Second of all, please cite your source saying he called them the bad guys, because all I ever saw was Trump saying, hey, we're not getting the help we need. Instead, we're giving it to these illegal migrants and to Ukraine.
Yeah.
And of course, he came back with some smart ass comment and couldn't come up with an actual quote because I specifically said Rachel Maddow's opinion of what happened does not count as a true source.
No, it's like using Wikipedia as a source.
Yeah, and he got all butthurt, like, well, I don't know what to tell you that. I'm like, well, because it never fucking happens, dude. all this warfare you keep claiming is going on from Trump. It's being directed on Trump supporters. But we will definitely get into that. Still dealing with the Boeing strike, and in general, they're downsizing because they've been screwing up bad. It looks like they're going to cut 10% of their workforce and stop almost all of the 767 commercial aircraft production for a while, or altogether. I don't know, but we were talking about this. Is Boeing going to bounce back? And if they do, how far are they going to go, and how low is their stock going to get before they do?
Yeah.
Because this could well be a very huge money-making opportunity. Buy low, sell high.
Mm-hmm.
Not even necessarily sell high. Sit on it for 30 years,
Yeah.
Well, last time we got together, Saturday, we were waiting for, what was it, Arizona to come back on our Congress?
Yeah, Arizona and Nevada, I think both.
Yeah. Well, the Republicans have taken control of the both houses of legislation and have the executive. And I keep hearing how right-leaning the Supreme Court is, but they don't seem to vote that way, rule that way every time.
No, they don't.
Uh,
And
I
and Trump got 6 out of the 7 blue, the wall states.
yes, he shattered the blue wall. This should be they're gonna have a lot of opportunity to get a lot done, but
He's only got
realistically,
like a year and a half to do it in, maybe a
about
year.
about 18 months before the next election comes around to
Before
possibly
people start campaigning for the next election.
yeah, swapping seats. And do we ever bring up Pelosi giving Bernie Sanders shit? I don't know
No,
if
I don't
we
think so.
okay, so don't bother with this guy. Brought his response up, but I don't think we covered it in the first place, so I don't care enough.
Well, Bernie said that we can cover it real quick. I mean, Bernie came back and said that the reason the Dems lost because they weren't listening to the people. They were
Correct. And
too
then
out
they
of
said,
touch.
and she told him to shut up. And it's like, you're not listening to
Yeah,
people.
right. In order to win an election, you have to like have something to have a campaign slogan that resonates with the actual people that are voting.
Well, I mean, if Bernie had a decent shot at getting the nomination in 20, but the Dems were not having that. They withdrew it uh,
They made it
almost,
they've changed all the rules in that primary to make it sure that he couldn't win.
yeah. And then they took a giant dump on Kennedy this time around.
Kennedy fixed them.
This
He
possibly,
went
we'll see.
independent and he is now going to be, well, I'm not sure it's an article in here, but he might
Yeah,
have a
it's in there.
cabinet position in the Trump administration.
Yes. I'm not surprised by that at all.
I'm not
Um,
either. I knew he was going to have a high level position. I didn't know if Trump would go all in on cabinet for him though.
yeah, yeah, right. The secretary.
Hmm.
Uh, anyway, before we get into that goodies, we still got some stuff that I think we should talk about that isn't necessarily going to fit into stuff. Uh, like for example, Iraq is looking to lowering the age of consent to 9 years old.
What the hell?
Yes, and that includes marriage. Um,
Is this a
yeah, no,
Muslim
this
thing?
it's an Iraqi thing. I don't know enough about their. Iraq has an unusual, or I shouldn't say unusual, different government system than us, and I'm not sure how it works. I know they have like one guy that's really in charge, but he's not really. Kind
Can
of like
they
England has
vote?
a
Can they
king.
vote at 9 years old too?
That's an excellent question, but the girls, oh, the age of consent is just for girls, by the way. It's not boys don't matter.
Right.
I don't think the girls can vote in Iraq, can they?
Probably not.
Hmm. I'm not sure. They might. I know Iran they used to at least. They might still. I don't know. And, you shared this one,
Yep.
but the yeah, what the fuck?
This Spirit Airlines flight was I think I can't remember where it was going.
Haiti.
Haiti. Yeah, and they had to divert from Haiti to the DR because they were trying to land in Haiti and got hit with gunfire. So they went
Yeah,
back
so
up and landed in the neighboring country.
yeah, so a shithole country. You
Yep.
know, maybe Trump wasn't wrong on that one.
I don't think he was.
All right. You shared this just recently, so I put it in. You know how much I love talking about UFOs.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah,
w-
there's a report that came out that they're not saying that there's actual aliens out there, but there's hundreds of new UFO sightings.
well, that could easily be explained away as testing
Air
new tech.
balloons.
Yeah, testing new technology for the next phase of warfare coming. That's what I always thought. Whenever I hear UFO, it's usually someone developing some new top secret weapon. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But people just, I don't know. Hunter Biden must be in the news, huh? UFOs got released again.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
what's
There. Do we have? Do we have the View
actually
talking about Hunter Biden?
he's on trial right now, isn't he?
Yeah,
Oh my God. So there you go. That's why we're hearing about UFOs again. Every time UFOs going on, something's going on with Hunter. Need to get a better playbook, guys. We see through it. All right. Yeah. I mean, oh, I don't care about Charles Barkley. Apparently, Kamala Harris is doing a campaign fundraiser uh, for a recount
Recount of what?
of the vote. I
Uh,
thought,
Good luck with that because Trump's got more popular vote than she's got.
no, even so, I thought that saying anything about a recount was equivalent to an insurrection.
Yeah, an election denier.
Exactly. Ah, yeah. Yeah, and you know that recount's really going to pay off for $20 million in debt that the campaign still holds.
Right.
Uh, anyway, even Charlemagne the God asked, how come after Trump went to the White House, Biden thought that Trump was a threat to democracy, and then as soon as Trump shows up, he says, "Welcome back."
Right.
Like, why is this? Why is it not a bad thing? Why is it everything going to be okay?
Well, the
When
No Agenda show came out on this episode I'm listening to right now and said they don't believe that was the real Joe Biden that met with Trump in the White House because apparently Trump is like 6'3" and Biden is 6 foot, but Joe Biden was actually taller than Trump in the pictures.
I don't
They're
know,
saying he
I
had 4 inch high orthopedic shoes on. That's what made the difference.
4 inch.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I don't know about that, but those dudes are kind of wacky with some of their theories. I'm sure you've noticed that. That's what makes them entertaining, though.
Yep.
All right. So what's going on with in Newport News over there?
We had we had a kid that started choking at lunch, and the security officer, who was prior military, recognized what was going on with the Highland maneuver signs, and I don't think he did it, but one of his partners in crime, the other security officer, initiated the Highland maneuver, and out popped the object that they were choking on.
Right.
It was a kiwi. Kiwi they were choking on.
There you go. Kiwis will kill you
Ooh.
or run your ship aground. Uh, all right. And dude, this next one, in was it Norfolk, I guess?
Uh-huh. No, I don't think this one's Norfolk.
No, it said something about the airport. And I was like, the airport.
Ray shared this one. It's a submarine.
Sorry, but it said he's stationed in Norfolk.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, look, anyway,
He
apparently
climbed the outside of an apartment building to save people that was on, while it was on fire.
yeah, and pulled people out the window and like tossed them to safety. And I was like, what the?
Uh-huh.
First of all, what's this guy doing once he scales the side of the building to get people out? And whatever
Well,
he's
there's
doing,
a
couldn't they?
picture of him here or a video where
There's a video.
he's standing on the ledge, and like pulling people out of the building.
But couldn't they just have done that on their own then?
They could have, but you know how we're
Yeah, people
trained in
panic.
the military for this kind of shit, to remain calm no matter what the situation is. Most people
Yeah,
will freeze in that kind of situation.
it's very true. Most people just clinch up and freeze. Um, just like if you come across an emergency situation where you have to help out, you always point at someone and say, "You call 911."
Yeah, otherwise it doesn't happen.
Yeah, because if you just say someone call 911, everyone assumes someone else will.
Yep.
But you put that responsibility on someone, then boom, it's easy to actually make that call. All right. Well, the burn ban has been lifted in West Virginia. It was in
Hey,
effect for what? Yeah, it was in effect for about 2 weeks because of drought conditions, which sucks because
well, now you get rid of all your Miller Lite boxes.
yeah, that's exactly what's going to happen. I got tons of cardboard built up in the garage. I got to get rid of. Of course, I don't burn that. That's illegal. And some woman in Putnam County, um, she's been indicted. She brought in a days old baby um, for help to the hospital, and it had like three broken ribs, shattered orbital bruises, cutting, all sorts of stuff. And she will be facing charges for what happened because something horrible must have happened. By the way, that child did not survive. So, yeah, good people out there, great, great people. Can't wait for someone to hear someone tell me that that's because she couldn't get an abortion. All right. All right, so let's talk about the losing tactics that have been going on with the Democrats. Maybe there've been enough autopsies of what happened. But I mean,
Oh,
more
they're
than
just getting
40% of
started.
yeah, more than 40% of Californians voted for Trump.
Yeah, that's insane.
That is insane.
But it also
Um,
points out if you look at any of the recent maps, 99% of the country is red, and there's pockets of blues scattered throughout the country.
yes, and they're just the very densely populated cities, and for whatever reason, they always go Democrat. Not always, but almost always. And then they wonder why they have all this rampant crime and everything, you know?
Yeah,
To go, we need to get rid of the police. Dude, you guys are living on top of each other. You need someone around here to make sure that everyone's not getting robbed.
right.
But whatever, whatever. I mean, look what happened in California. The crime was out of control. I mean, to the point they said that's not illegal anymore. We won't even bother arresting you.
Yeah, well then California voted it back in as crime.
Yeah, just wait. I can't wait to see what that costs to go through all this because people have been getting away with it for so long. They're not even gonna think twice about walking out with a TV, you know? Anyway, okay, when Kamala Harris did her call her daddy,
Yeah,
apparently she didn't want to go out to where this woman was in California
right.
to do the show. So she brought the host to her and then built a set to match this woman's podcast channel set to do the interview, and it cost her $100,000.
But she didn't pay it, the campaign paid for it.
Yeah, well, maybe they went through over $1 billion, and this is what they were spending it on was rebuild $100,000 to rebuild a set that was going to be used once.
Yeah, and then
So we
I saw that Chris Como was critiquing this. I think he was a little jealous that he didn't get the money to rebuild her set for her. So
Cuomo.
yeah, he's on MSNBC now, isn't he? He's on one of the networks.
For some reason, I thought
No,
he
he's
was
on
on.
Newsmax, I think.
Yeah, I think he's on like an online publication.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only place I ever see him. Of course, I get all my stuff online. Um,
And
and
apparently
apparently,
they also
yeah.
said that they paid Oprah's company $1 million to help the campaign, but Oprah said she didn't get paid directly. And Beyonce's company also got paid millions of dollars too. So, I mean,
So, so these people
where,
that were so passionately helping Harris run for president were just getting paid the whole
yeah,
time.
yeah,
Unbelievable. And you point this shit out as it's going on, like, oh, you're out of your mind. No, blah, 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 blah. And then then like, oh, you know, this definitely happened. That's the difference. The conspiracy theory, the difference between a conspiracy theory and the truth is about 6 months.
right.
Mm, all right. Oh yeah. Oh my God. And now and now they want Biden to fucking resign so Kamala Harris can be president.
That's never going to happen. You can tell that there's a lot of hatred between Biden and Harris camps. I mean, look at what Jill wore to go vote.
I know, right?
She
Her
wore
red
a
suit.
totally red outfit.
Uh, Not just that, but I think the Democrats, especially the progressive Democrats, wouldn't want that. Because would you really want the first woman president to get the job because the guy who was in
DEI
charge, like, oh, I
hire.
feel bad for you. I'll give it to you for a month and a half. You know what I mean?
Think of the logistical nightmares to do that. The Bidens would have to move out of the White House and she'd have to move into the White House, and then they got to do it all over again. The money that the taxpayers would have to spend to do that is insane.
Yeah, just to have a
For no
giant
legitimate
asterisk.
reason other than to give her the title of first female president.
Yeah, and then that's what's gonna be in the history book is what the man had to step aside and let her have it because he felt bad that she couldn't win, and she only got to hold the position for a couple weeks, couple months. That's ridiculous. Like, is that really? And you want to also say that you're gonna have the first female president, and then someday you're gonna have the first elected female president.
Right.
She didn't get her. Oh my God, she didn't even get voted in for the nomination though. So what do they care? They just want to ram her in wherever they can.
Yeah. I mean, she is. I mean, she didn't vote. She got out of the primary before when she was running for president because she couldn't get any votes then. She's not a
Exactly.
good candidate. She wasn't then. She isn't now, and
Well, did you see
She
her?
wasn't relatable with the common person. You know,
Did
nobody
you look
wanted
at
her
it?
to cackle for the next 4 years.
Oh, good God, I know, right? But did you see the polling results when her likability? It went from like nobody liked her at all, and then they said, boom, all of a sudden she's going to be running for president. You don't get a choice. All of a sudden people liked her. Like you
Right.
can
That
see it
makes
in the
no sense
polls.
whatsoever.
And that's just you're voting out of hate. You don't support Kamala Harris. You hate Donald Trump.
Yeah.
We're definitely going to get into those whack jobs that truly hate. That's nuts. Like, I don't, one thing I've noticed in general is the people, what is called the right now, but it's not really. It's anyone freaking right of Hillary Clinton is far right, apparently. Uh, think Democrats are misinformed and naive. And your left thinks the other side is evil and trying to sacrifice babies to their moon god. Um, like your Republican Party, they're excited when I agree with them on a couple of points. Like, all right, we get along. All right, cool. Go to the Democrats. I disagree with one thing with them. I'm a far
You're
right Nazi.
ostracized.
Yeah, far right Nazi. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Like, you can't keep hemorrhaging voters out of your party and expect to win.
Yeah.
Well, because exactly, once you get ostracized, you really want to go vote for those same people. Like, well,
Oh,
what else have they been calling? They've been calling everyone a Nazi. I wonder, let's see how wrong they were and everything else too. And that's usually what it takes is you getting thrown out for disagreeing on something that you didn't realize the trend had changed yet. You know, just like about a year ago, AOC took her pronouns out of her Twitter profile.
that's crazy. That's all she was about back in the day.
Uh-huh. Well, what I keep hearing is the Democrats are all about they, them. Trump is all about you. And I was like, oh, that's pretty good, actually. That was a good way to put it. Uh, but yeah, man, your left media is plummeting. Uh, nobody's watching MSNBC. Nobody's watching any of this stuff because, like, you guaranteed them a win by a giant landslide blowout, and they got the exact opposite. They just don't believe you anymore. What's his name? Packman, David Packman has
Uh-huh.
been has seen. He's a big deal left wing podcaster. He's been complaining about how the Trump's team is coming out to destroy him because he's already lost 10,000 subscribers. They've given up on political content. It's like, no, man, they gave up on your political content because you just made a bunch of shit up and he guaranteed they were going to win all the swing states and Iowa. Oh, jeez Louise. Anyway, CNN is doing so bad. They're laying off a ton of people. Chris Wallace is leaving, but apparently they're going to be cutting a lot of their top talent because they're paying them so much money. Yeah, let me open up this article actually and give it another look for the numbers in here. CNN will ask top stars in layoffs that'll see hundreds fired as ratings continue to tank. Boom, boom. Here we go. Anderson Cooper, $20 million a year. Erin Burnett, $6 million. Caitlin Collins. You know who Caitlin Collins is?
No.
There you go. She's getting $3 million a year at
Oh,
CNN
they
right
talked
now.
about this on the No Agenda show today. It's like nobody's ever heard of her, but she's making $3 million a year.
There you go. There you go. That's just in the article originally released by Puck. How much money do they have to blow and where is it coming from? Are they getting donors? Are they really getting that much advertisement in? And what are they selling? I mean, realistically, who's watching any network news channel?
Nobody. Old people.
Yeah, you're selling Viagra pills and stool softeners, right? That's what
And
you're
at home
advertising.
colonoscopy tests.
Yeah, exactly. Docalex.
Color guard.
It's like Exactly. Oh my God. Oh my God. Though. You've watched these networks before though. The commercials they run, you're like, what? They're
Yeah.
trying to sell me more gold again? Oh man. But yeah, even Chris Wallace is rolling out. I think that was before he announced that before the layoffs were announced.
Uh-huh.
He might have seen the writing on the wall. He's
Well, he originally was supposed to be part of CNN Plus.
yeah, we were getting more views with our live video show than
Yeah.
CNN was. And we don't even do that. Well, we don't do that anymore
He's
unless there's a
gonna
big deal.
explore independent networks now, you know. I'm like, whatever.
You should come work for us. I can guarantee him a job longer than he had at CNN. Plus, it'd be hilarious him sitting there all sober, like being a douchebag while we're hammered, going, "What a fucking moron!" But yeah, he burned that bridge at Fox too, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, I mean, I still respect Chris Wallace as a journalist, but he definitely goes wherever the wind seems to be blowing him.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But it's all a hustle. They're just in there to make a buck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. We got a lot of nominations to go through here. You don't have to go through them all if you don't want to. But oh, there you go, Arizona. That he won the swing state. Uh, I put that in the wrong category apparently. Trump picked a bunch of roles for a bunch of people. I don't care about all of them. I do like Ratcliffe for CIA director.
What about Tulsi Gabbard?
Tulsi is going to be what Department of
N-
Intelligence or something like that. National
National
Intelligence,
Director of Intel the yeah.
Director of National Intelligence. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I I don't know. She had a relatively high rank in the guard, or still does,
She had a
right?
top secret clearance. She was lieutenant commander in the guard.
Yeah, okay. Army though, right? So yeah, so Lieutenant Commander is a lot bigger deal there than it is in the Navy.
I thought she was maybe it was then it'd
But
be
I think it,
lieutenant colonel if it was the army.
whatever. Um, yeah, I had a top secret clearance though. You know what I mean? That's just because I had to have that clearance to be able to do some of
But
these
she's
weld
on the
repairs.
no-fly list.
Yes, that caused a whole big stink a while ago. Um, yeah, and seeing the blowback coming from the Dems is fucking hilarious.
Some of these picks I don't like Trump picking because he's picking from the House of Representatives, a bunch
Matt
of
Gates,
Republicans, and I mean that Gates is no big deal. That's
I like Matt Gates.
Florida.
He was the one who
He
he was
took
the one who
he
ousted.
took a New Yorker out. He took Stefanik out of New York.
Yeah,
So that
yeah,
means
but
that
I
they're going to get a
I like him.
Democrat seat in there now.
Maybe, maybe not. Maybe people, especially if this vote happens soon, depending on when it happens, because Gates actually resigned his position immediately from the
He
Congress.
was worried about the investigation that's going on in the House of Representatives itself.
Maybe, but I doubt it. This
And
gives
then, you
Florida.
know, Chrissy
Florida will be able to
Nome is
replace
going to
him by
be
January.
Homeland Department of Homeland Security.
Oh no, the Pentagon pick, Department of Defense was my favorite.
That really that pissed off all the left wing went crazy on that. He's not qualified. He's not qualified.
Yeah, it's like first. Okay, why can't I think of the guy's name?
Hedgepeth or something like that. Pete Hedgepeth.
Hegseth. Pete Hegseth.
He's on the Fox Weekend morning show.
Yeah, he's on Fox and Friends. They're like that. Wait, really? He should be. Well, he has no experience. Like, first of all, the guy's got two Bronze Stars. So
Yeah, yeah.
shut the fuck up.
He's in better shape than all you guys are, you know.
Right? Yeah. I was like, this guy's seen. He's actually seen the shit. He's got his
Yeah.
combat infantry badge. He's got two Bronze Stars. He's got. Do people understand what a Bronze Star is? They don't hand
No,
these things out like
no.
good conduct medals. Okay. Oh my god. Yeah, this is a way bigger deal than a
Well, and people
Nam.
don't. Trump tried it the other way before, where he brought in people that were supposedly really qualified for the job.
John Bolton.
Exactly. And it bit him in the ass. So he's trying things differently this time.
And you know what? I've heard a lot of people saying something similar that it's a good thing that he lost in 20 because had he won in 20, he would have done the same exact thing. He would have kept
Right.
trying to do what he was doing.
Uh-huh.
And now he's going to turn the entire shit on upside down on its head.
Yeah.
But you got RFK Jr. is going to be heading up HHS.
Oh, that had to blow some people's minds. But I've seen
Have you
Democrats come
seen?
out and say that they think it's a good idea.
It's a brilliant idea. The man's always, all his entire life, he's been talking about all this garbage we're putting in food that doesn't need to be there, and we know it's dangerous.
And he
And,
didn't say
oh
he
my,
was going to take away everybody's vaccines. He just said he was going to like require more studies on vaccines and stuff,
make sure they're safe before we release them to the public.
unlike the COVID vaccine.
Yeah. And that's hilarious because people are like, oh, he's an anti-vaxxer. It's like, no, he's not. He's always
No,
pushed
no,
vaccines.
he's not.
And they say how unhealthy he is. First of all, this guy looks like he's been working out every day of his life for 50 years in a row. The guy, have you seen him without a shirt on?
Yes. I
Dude
think
is
we had it as a thumbnail at one point for
maybe
the
guy's
show.
shredded. Guy is shredded. And I'm like, this guy here, who's what, like 68, 70 something years old, is in better shape right now, obviously, than the current HHS, which is a dude that thinks it's a woman, Rachel Levine,
Yeah, and then wait
and
until
overweight.
Fauci gets investigated.
Yeah, that's nothing gonna happen. No one cares. Well, actually, no.
Well, can
Maybe
we
they.
pull Fauci's personal government security detail?
Yeah, or maybe he will. Maybe they will go in and
We're
actually
spending $1 million
clean up.
on Fauci's security, and he retired from from the government.
Yeah, are we genuinely worried that someone's going to try to assassinate Fauci
Not
at,
our
at
problem. He
this
can
point?
hire his own private security if he's worried about it.
God knows he was the highest paid employee in the government, wasn't in the U.S. government?
Yeah.
Dear God, he was getting almost $1 million a year. It's supposed to be public service, motherfucker. I, Trump should have fired him too, but
Well, Jack Smith ain't wasting no time. He's out.
yeah. And Texas has asked them, or no, Florida has asked him to
Not destroy any files
not destroy all of the records with the Trump case.
because there's going to be
Yeah, we are
investigation.
coming in behind you to look at what the hell is going on here because it's pretty
You
sketchy and
may want to
illegal.
find a country to practice law in other than the United States.
Oh, it'd be hilarious though, because all these people like flee to Canada or something.
We have this
Uh,
tradition with Canada.
that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's like if you actually committed a crime and tried to like, oh, I'm getting out of here, I'm gonna go live in Canada. Oh, fuck Trump. Oh, you get arrested there or picked up for anything, even a speeding ticket, they're sending you right back to get tried for the crimes that you're wanted for.
Yeah. And
So
I'm not
okay,
sure what I think about this Doge,
I love it. We memed it into existence, dude.
but we know how well the government changes, and these two people both are businessmen. Musk really hasn't created anything of his own. He just saw the writing on the wall and bought a bunch of companies.
I
Um,
don't know. He's doing a pretty good job. I don't know how much actual building and designing he's doing.
None.
Well, I don't
He's
know. I
too
don't
busy
know.
flying around in his private jet talking to Trump. He spends a lot of time in Mar-a-Lago these days.
So he was intelligent enough to see the opportunity and wealthy enough to make a move, is what you're saying, at the right place, right time, kind of thing,
Yeah, yeah.
and bright and know how to do it. Possibly.
But we
Pretty sure he started
other
Tesla up,
other
didn't he?
people have tried to make the government more efficient, but let's see what they come up with and see what happens.
Well,
But you know
hey,
how
Ramaswamy.
ingrained the government civil service is, you know.
Yeah, but I mean, we blow too much money on too much stupid shit we don't need to be doing. I mean, we used to pay a guy to see how long a prawn could run on a treadmill underwater. Why? Uh, oh, Rubio for Secretary of State. Don't know what I
Yeah.
think of that. Still not sure what I think of Rubio, honestly. Don't see much out of him except around election season, you know? Huh?
He
So
can't do any worse than Hillary did as Secretary of State.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Oh, and Huckabee, Governor Huckabee from Arkansas, former governor, is going to be the ambassador to Israel, assuming
Yeah.
that goes through. I've always liked Mike Huckabee. Don't know why. He used to be on Fox News too.
Yeah, he was. Uh-huh. Governor of
Uh,
Arkansas.
yeah. All right. Now, apparently, a lot of people are saying that there's some kind of giant conspiracy theory about Elon Musk stealing the election with Starlink.
How?
I thought that was impossible. Like they assured us last time that was absolutely impossible to do this kind of stuff. So and this is spreading. I've seen people screaming about it online, and it just makes me laugh a little bit. I'm like, do these folks really have the memory of a goldfish? Like, are they really just don't remember what happens,
Mm,
or are they just cognitive uh, dissonance, denial of reality around them? Like,
yeah.
you swore up and down it was impossible. Then you called everyone who even asked a question as an election denier. And then you turn around and do the same exact thing as soon as you lose again.
Right. It's crazy.
Oh my. Oh geez, you closed it. Now, there we go. Oh, Jesus Christ. Uh oh Jesus Christ. This prosecutor was talking shit about Trump supporters and like you disgust me and I hate you and all this other stuff.
Then he got fired.
Got fired. Like there's a place and a time to do I don't like this stuff. Don't publish other that you find people disgusting. Um, like these nut jobs. Well, I guess oh there you go, psychiatrist at Yale. They're saying it's essential to cut off your Trump voting loved ones in the holidays. Like, don't go to Christmas, don't go to Thanksgiving.
Whatever.
What the? As they say that these Trump supporters are all in a cult. It's like no, actually, the first thing cults do is separate you from everyone else, so you don't hear differing points of view.
You
So,
guys are the cult, not the Republicans.
yeah, I mean, cults don't let their people go home. That's the whole thing. Is like because then you'd see how crazy what they're doing is. You know what I mean? And this is exactly what they're doing. It's like, nope, nope, don't even talk to your family because they might explain to you what's going on. And I thought these are the people of tolerance and love, and they're saying I'm not going to talk to my own father because he voted a different way than me.
Uh-huh.
That's ridiculous, ridiculous. And by the way, just do people even realize that? How much do you think who the president is directly affects your everyday life?
Very little.
Very little, very
Very
little.
little.
Your governor has more control on how your day-to-day life goes. Your city council has more control over how your day-to-day life goes.
Yeah.
Uh, because realistically, your city council, you're probably paying more money to them in taxes than you're paying to the well, I shouldn't say more in taxes. Depending on where you live, you might be paying more in taxes for your property tax than you're paying to the state. When I was in Massachusetts, property tax is like $1,200 a year. Massachusetts with the child tax credits, I paid no tax.
Right.
So like I literally paid more to the town of Pembroke for my home, just for the plot of land I already own, than I
Mhm.
paid to the state of Massachusetts, or the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And
Right.
yeah, the town definitely had more control of my day-to-day life. To everything from speed limits, getting to and from work, you know what I mean?
Well, they
How
should.
early, how late I can buy beer, what days of the week I'm allowed to buy beer, how late the fast food joint can stay open.
Yeah.
They make all of these decisions. Federal government realistically shouldn't be doing much. Sorry, my libertarian is starting to show, isn't it?
Yep.
The lower the government is, the more powerful it should be. And obviously, in inverse, the higher up you go, it should be less powerful in terms of your day to day life. Federal government shouldn't be getting involved in your day to day life at all. Their big job should be national defense. Anyway, back on track. The View even doubled down on this don't speak to your own family thing.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, and then of course Whoopi goes to get some kind of giant pastry for her birthday. And apparently they turned her away because of her political views.
But
They're
they
in New
they've
York.
got a different story though.
Yeah, they like their oven wasn't working or something like that. We can't make pastries. Um, it isn't her show in New York. New York Bakery is not going to serve you because you voted Democrat.
I don't know any New York bakery that would do that, unless she had it was going to a bakery out on Long Island or upstate New York, which I highly doubt.
Yeah, I'm sure it was right there in the city next to her studio, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, they didn't not make you your birthday dessert because of your political views. And it made me laugh a little bit though, because she genuinely believes this and how offensive it is. It's like you told people not to talk to their family anymore
Right.
because of their political views.
What do you expect to happen?
Yeah. Try Minnie, you're so
I
offended by
mean,
a
how about
pastry.
just doing a family dinner without talking politics? How hard is that?
I try not to bring it up when I'm
I
with the
don't
fam.
either.
Someone always has something stupid to say. Uh-huh. And just I'll ask 3 or 4 questions and like try to lead them in a circle and prove their circular logic, but most of the time they don't get it. And if they
I
do
don't I
realize what
don't
I'm
talk
doing, they get offended.
politics with people until I figure out what their political bent is. And then if I realize that they're amenable to an actual debate and conversation, then I'll talk to them about it a little bit.
And that's unfortunate too, because this is a problem. Is we've taught everyone not to talk about politics and religion, and now we can't have a conversation about politics or religion.
Right.
How about we just do this civilly?
Yeah.
But we've been telling people not to have these conversations for what generations now, right?
Yep.
And hey, look at that. Now no one knows how to do it without someone screaming and yelling. Or for the love of God, you see this crazy broad, Corey Burke? Uh,
No.
she's at the bottom of the category. She calls herself a power lesbian. She is
What the
apparently
hell is a
married.
power lesbian?
It's an excellent question. Well, she's married to a trans woman, so a person with a penis. This is no surgery is happening. We know this because this person is a reporter for one of these. Is a big deal reporter for one of these online LGBTQ things. Like I believe it's called They. Big deal apparently brings in a ton of money. Well, Cory Burke went nuts on election night and killed her father with an ice pick or an ice axe. Um,
And
she
strangled
said it
him.
was yes, and strangled him. He had ice axe holes through or gashes through his head, chest, and ribs. Exactly, and strangled him. The guy was uh, what's the word? Disabled, I guess is the nicest word.
Uh-huh.
She was basically his caretaker. He couldn't get move around anymore, and
Okay.
he was working for that was Jeff Bezos's space
Amazon?
thing, Blue Origin, the space one.
Oh, okay. But I
And
don't.
apparently
She freaked out about keeping the lights off on election night. I don't understand the point of that.
yes. Well, I think this person wasn't well in general because apparently after killing, allegedly, not even allegedly, she came out and said, "Yeah, I killed him and I smashed out all the windows as a rebellion against the patriarchy." It was very liberating. This person isn't right in the head and probably all worked up because of the election.
And
Just
she's never
snapped.
going to go to jail. She's going into a mental institution for the rest of her life.
No, that doesn't sound much better than jail, dude.
No, it's not. I mean, but we
Uh,
got a lot of these stories here. We got this Minnesota father who went on a Trump rant and kills his wife and 2 kids in a murder scene.
oh, and then himself.
So a murder suicide.
Yes, he killed his whole family and himself because Trump won. Um,
I'm sorry. I may not have been happy when Biden won, but I'm not going out and murdering anybody and killing myself in the process. It ain't that big a
oh,
deal.
but their life is going to be so terrible. They'd be better off dead now. How are you
That's
so
insane.
far? How do you put your head that far up your ass? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then there's this crazy shit going on. Make aqua turamine or whatever great again. It's a fucking poison that women used to use in like the 1700s to kill their abusive husbands and get out. So
Okay.
you know,
Never
without
heard
having
of
to
it.
be. Apparently, it's like a 4 dose thing. It was has to be put in your food or drink
Hmm.
4 separate times in a row to kill you. So this is like I planned it out. I took my time. I did it.
Yeah.
And
Premeditated
these
murder.
Yeah, and everyone's saying go ahead and do it, get rid of them, and it's like what the fuck? And it's like what happens when people start doing shit like this? Like, me saying I don't know if I trust the vote puts me on a fucking watch list. These people saying here's how to kill your husband, and people think he's just got the flu. Wow, what? Dear God, these people they've lost the plot, dude.
Yeah.
And I this Neuralink thing, right? You've heard of it?
No.
Okay. Elon Musk has been working on it for a while, where you can plug in your brain to like a computer system.
So like Matrix.
Yes, kind of. They've actually used it to help some guy walk again by like bypassing his spinal cord with this.
Oh, there was a show on recently about that called Brilliant Minds where they used that kind of thing to because the guy was like a paraplegic and brain dead, and they used that system to like allow him to be able to communicate again.
Hmm,
Yeah.
yeah, but he wants to like be able to plug you in, like you actually are in a reality of the medieval night kind of thing.
Hmm.
For a long time, I was like, I don't want to see this because everyone's just gonna plug in and friggin' eat the bug drip down their throat and think it's a filet mignon. But now I'm realizing that who's going to win? There's going to be these lefties who life is so tough, and then they're going to stay in there, and
Uh-huh.
everyone else will go on and actually live in real life, and we'll just maintain these systems for them.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude! If you can't handle disagreement that much, maybe you should go live in the Matrix, and we'll design the whole world to bend to your. We'll make you the actual god of the world, you know, in universe.
Right.
Uh, and apparently, and some teacher, I guess, in Connecticut,
Yeah.
threatened to kill Trump supporters on her social media.
Is anything
She
gonna
said it's
happen to
been
her?
she got fired. She said it was taken out of context. It's like, no, you said you hope they try to test their gangsta on you so they could find out
Texture
and you'll
games.
kill them.
Oh.
Yeah. And I'm getting good laughs though for some of these far lefties like flipping out online.
Well, we knew this was gonna happen.
I know I was expecting more memes, but these people's reactions is great. And I love trolling them, watching them, how far they'll go.
Right.
Like the other day, dude was talking all this trash or whatever, and I'm just all I'm doing is just trying to get him to flip out. It's hilarious. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna come fucking kill you, man. I'm gonna kill you." I was like, "Oh, you think you can kill me?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna come kill you." I was like, "You don't know where I am." He's like, "Well, I'll find you. I'm gonna find you." I was like, "All right, tell you what, buddy, I'll give you my address." And I send him a picture of myself holding a shotgun. I was like,
Uh-huh.
"Just a heads up, you're not coming in here with a baseball bat to kill me." And he's like, "Oh, whoa, you got guns?" I'm like, "Yeah, see, that's the
Yeah,
thing,
I have
bitch.
guns.
You just threatened to kill me. That's why I have a shotgun." You think I'm just gonna sit here and wait for you to beat me to death with a baseball bat?
Right.
Just it didn't click in his head. Like you just told me if I see you coming towards my house, I should shoot you. Oh, all right. I guess we carried out some attacks in Yemen.
So they say
Oh, blew up some Houthis. I guess.
Biden's doing his thing.
I'm not seeing much of this being covered anywhere. How
No,
involved the U.S. is in this war.
no.
Um, I really thought we would have seen more. I mean, I'm seeing more about what's going on in Ukraine with North Korea than I am the United States military actually deploying ordnance. You know what I mean?
Right. Nobody cares anymore.
I
I
I,
mean,
I
Kamala
do.
Harris said we don't have troops in war zones anymore.
Yeah, Do you see any of those videos of the soldiers watching? Like, where the fuck are we then? And some employee, I remember reading about this a little bit ago, like leaked information about the Israeli plans for a retaliation on
Yeah. Yeah.
Iran. Iraq, Iran, they're both right there. They're both involved in this conflict. Oh, I looks like they
They found the
not
guy.
and actually bringing up charges already.
Yeah.
I guess that's. I'm curious what crime they're going to charge him with then.
Probably it'll be espionage.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But espionage, don't you have to? Well, I know we are technically involved in this war if we're blowing shit up ourselves. So I guess we are involved.
Well, I
Because
mean, the guy was arrested in Cambodia and brought to Guam, and he has been charged with leaking information on the internet exposing American allies' national security. So,
that's a crime. Like, I understand what people mean, like, oh, that should be a crime. Maybe it should be a crime, but you need something better than leaking. That's ridiculous. You got to have a better name for a crime than that.
I'm sure it's gonna involve leaking classified information to people that aren't authorized to know the classified information. So,
Yeah. Well, are they going to charge the people that actually went and published it too?
I don't know.
Because
They
I
should.
say they should not. Well, realistically, they shouldn't. That's freedom of press. That was the big issue with what's his name there? The guy who fled, who was in the airport and then the embassy from WikiLeaks.
Yeah, I
I
don't
can't think
remember
of
his
his
name.
name. Oh, that's gonna drive me nuts. I can see the guy's face too. That was why
Julian Assange.
Julius Assange. That's why he had to disappear, was because they wanted to arrest a reporter for publishing information he got. He was the one who published the stuff from the army dude there that became a woman after he came back and leaked all that information out.
Yeah,
Chelsea Manning.
yeah.
Yeah, Manning went through
Thank goodness
Assange.
Obama, commuted her sentence. Got her out of Leavenworth.
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. The person who actually committed the real crime did less time than the reporter that published the information to the people.
Right.
Now, exactly, the releasing that information was the crime, just like with Snowden. Even if the
And
people needed to
Stone's
see
a
it wasn't
Russian
his to
citizen
share.
now.
Yes, he's full on gone. I'm out of here, and I bet he's looking around going, "Oh, fuck, I picked the wrong country to run to." uh, Apparently, I didn't even notice this. I don't know how I didn't read this article. CENTCON, which I don't
I
remember what
think this is
CENTCON
all
stands for.
part of the
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 same
Houthi
attacks.
strike. I think it's the
That was in
same.
Yemen, though. These are Iranian linked targets in
Oh, Yemen and
Syria.
Syria. Oh, okay, you're right. Two different
Yeah,
countries. Yeah.
that entire part of the world, dude, is erupting into war right now over Israel. And Egypt sitting there trying to mind its own
Mhm.
business, like,
And I love this next article where Biden's going to try to lobby Trump not to abandon Ukraine.
well, obviously. I, problem is, what do you do? Like, do you honestly just say I'm cutting off funding to Ukraine's war? I mean, I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that, but well, that would
Is
destroy
anything really
Ukraine.
being accomplished there, though? We've spent billions of dollars that could be better spent in the U.S. on an unwinnable war.
Yeah, over a strip of land that doesn't matter to anyone besides Russia. Again, it's a strip of land that'll give them access to their own military navy base down there. I'm not taking Russia's side by any means, but sometimes you have to take a step back and look at the situation and say, is it really worth all this money and all these lives being lost over? It,
Right.
it seems like they're intentionally poking this bear, trying to, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
trying to get it to bite you. I swear that that's exactly what's going on. Is both sides just waiting for the other one. NATO and Russia are both just waiting for the other one to do something that is perceived as an attack.
Right.
I don't know about you, buddy, but I don't want to see another. I don't want to see a world war.
No, not at all.
Question is, would China come to Russia's aid or not?
Well, North Korea already is, so
North Korea, but China might just say, "No, I'm not getting involved." And then when everyone else is distracted, go ahead and take
go, go over
Taiwan.
to Taiwan.
Yeah,
But I guess they have more reasons to go for Taiwan now because I heard on a podcast today that their birth rate in China is way down, so they need more people.
interesting. Didn't they just recent? I say recently, last 30 years, have a law that just repealed
Yes.
that you're only allowed to have one child?
Oh, one girl.
No, I thought it was one child, and then they were then you had mothers and fathers like drowning their daughters. Like, well,
I thought it was
obviously they
one
wanted a son.
girl, but you because they wanted more sons.
Maybe that would imply overpopulation, though, wouldn't it? Well, either way, it's still implying overpopulation. Yeah. New York was trying to sue Texas over the busing of the migrants, which is funny because Texas is busing them back. Florida's New
Yeah,
York
you
is
were
busing
right.
them
It
back to
was a
Texas
single
now.
child.
Hmm. And a judge had to step in and say, no, it's not illegal. And by the way, you're doing it too.
Right.
And a lot of these sanctuary cities are sending migrants back to Texas. And it makes you, it's that NIMBY thing again.
Right.
It's like, I support all this stuff, but it's not in my backyard. It should be way down in Texas where all them dirty Texans live. It's like, what the fuck, Texas? Like, honestly, I can't think of anything that's made in Texas, but I'm sure there is stuff besides Joe
Cattle's a
Rogan.
huge industry in Texas. Oil's a huge industry in Texas.
There you go. I love me some beef and I love me some beef. Oh, the wife is making the best beef jerky. We even got a deli slicer to cut meats up to make jerky with. It's so good. Uh,
Well,
Michigan. Okay.
we got more people getting their money back from the COVID vaccine.
Yeah. Getting fired because they didn't get
This
vaccinated.
is this is going to keep on trucking, you know. It's only going to get worse. I'm waiting for the military to get reinstated and get back pay for getting kicked out of the military for refusing the COVID vaccine.
Mm. It says Catholic woman. She got her $12 million. Why does it specify Catholic?
Let me look at this again.
Because the Catholic Church doesn't necessarily oppose to vaccines. It depends on
Well, she
the
was trying to get a religious exemption. She was employee of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, and they denied her request for exemption because she insisted that it conflicted with her Catholic faith.
yeah. There's only certain vaccine types that'll would actually conflict with Christianity, and it's the ones that are using the stem cells from aborted baby fetuses.
Well, they're also saying that she was remotely working and there was no reason to need the COVID vaccine.
That one blows my mind every time. It's like you work from home, and then they're gonna fire you for not having a vaccine.
That's what it
Like,
boiled down to.
they
She
just
worked for this company for 38 years.
sounds like an excuse not to have to pay a retirement fund, huh?
Yes.
Well, that blew up in their face.
Yep.
Twelve
Her
million
retirement fund's a
dollars,
whole lot better now.
right? And it's in a lump sum.
She was given $10 million in punitive damages, another 1.7 in lost wages, and another million in non-economic damages.
All right. Well, on the category, there's the largest Christian university in the U.S. won its battle with Biden's DOE No, not even
No
DOE, was it?
This is just another example of why Trump wants to get rid of the Department of Education.
I want to get rid of it too. It was only made in what, like 1973 or 76 or something like that.
And everybody's freaking out about his plans to try to get rid of it, but they don't realize that it reverts back to the states where it should be in the first place.
Yeah, and instead of dumping all this money in the federal government for them trying to figure out a perfect education system for how many millions
All
of
50
people?
states.
Yeah, oh my God. Like the 4-H, 4-H, right?
Yeah, of course. I
Yeah.
grew up in Michigan.
Okay. Okay. Not everyone
I
knows
used
what
to
4-H
I
is.
used to go to 4-H fairs every year, check out the livestock and I
Oh,
was
the
actually a
pumpkins
member
and
of 4-H for a few years, so.
there you go. So you know exactly what I'm talking about. That was attached to your school too, wasn't it?
Mhm.
We had a 4-H in our school, and we also had a vocational department at school. You go do an actual vocational high school education in the public school, which was awesome. But that's exactly it. There's different things that can be done that are going to be more beneficial here than it is somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like vocational schools are great. Like let's get this kid to be a journeyman welder by the time he's 20. And they go, oh, you didn't go to college? Well, by the time he was 20, he was making $110,000 a year welding. You owe $80,000 and you can't find a job. There was an episode of South Park with the tradesmen are all the wealthiest people, the plumbers and the mechanics, because no one knew
Right.
how to do anything.
Yeah.
Uh, but different areas, different jobs help more. Like I'm sure 4-H would be a lot more helpful in a very rural area like West Virginia than it would be in Boston. Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of cows to milk in Boston. Although I
Nope.
believe it is still legal to let your cow graze on the Boston Common. So that'd be pretty cool if someone actually made it a point to do that. And check this out, the Boston Common is not subject to the Boston Police Department. It is a park ranger's job. Pretty cool. That's why I always got away with all sorts of crazy smoking up weird shit at concerts on the Common.
Right.
You sit there talking to the cops, smoking a joint, talking to them. And he's like, you have to leave the Common. Like, yeah, but I won't have this joint on me when they leave.
It was just a hand-rolled tobacco cigarette.
It wasn't necessarily illegal to be stoned in Boston. It was just illegal to have the pot on you until recently.
Right.
So yeah, you smoke it on the Common, no one cares. All right. Yeah, oh, geez, go figure. The VA healthcare system doesn't work right.
Well, this is that program where they wanted everybody, they were trying to more privatize it. They were trying to let people, the veterans, to go out into the community when
Yeah,
they
well,
couldn't
yeah.
get VA appointments quickly, and it's costing so much more money to do this
Why can't we just do it? Why can't we just give them TRICARE?
because of screw up TRICARE too.
How? No, just I have TRICARE health insurance. I go to my doctor. I pay my doctor with TRICARE.
I have TRICARE too.
Yeah, yeah. Why these people instead of trying to do the VA thing?
I do both. I've got VA doctors and I got TRICARE doctors. I do both.
I don't have VA. Well, actually, no, I don't anymore. I did have one. That's only because I waiting for my claim.
Yeah.
And of course, that asshole was the one who said, "Oh, you might have been. I'm a neurologist. You might have been born with this issue." Fuck me.
Well, this was a specific program that was set up that wasn't supposed to cost that much more than the VA, but it's already the cost of the referrals have been rising and it's up to $30 billion in 2023. And it was only established in 2019. It was
Yeah.
set up to bypass long wait times, and instead, it's actually made them longer. So not only is it more expensive, but it's just making the wait times even longer. It's called the Community Care Program.
Well, that's government efficiency for you, right?
Maybe Elon can fix it.
See, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping Vivek and Elon show up 4 years, actually cut down on a ton of governmental waste, and then they close the department up.
It's
Like,
not even going to
boom,
be a real
done.
department. The only way to have a department is by an act of Congress.
Are you sure of that?
Yes, it's got to be made into a law to get a new department. He
So
can
what?
create a committee. Trump can create any committees he wants, via executive order, but you don't create a new department via executive order.
I thought it was the same thing as any of his advisors. You know what I mean?
They can be the the Doge advisors. He can do that. He can have czars, all the czars he
No,
wants.
there you go. There you go. Maybe that's the term he should have gone with. But Doge is just too perfect, man. Like, have you seen the memes? They got the Shinu Ibu Shih Tzu in the picture with the Doge thing. It's hilarious.
Uh-huh.
In case you're unaware, Brian, Doge is a
I
cryptocurrency.
know exactly what it is. My brother's
It's
all about it.
hilarious.
He says he's making tons of money on it now that Trump's been reelected.
Well, Doge is very affordable, and you can buy a whole bunch of it. So if it moves significantly, you can see a decent bump very quickly. Uh, I rode on that train for a little while just for shits and giggles. I put like $100 into it, and when I went to move here, I was like, I'm just gonna cash it all out, whatever.
Shouldn't have done
But
that.
no, I shouldn't have. I cashed out my Bitcoin too.
That was dumb.
Yeah, I mean, I made like $900 off a $100 investment in Doge, which is pretty cool. But I bought it when it was literally like a thousandth of a penny
Yeah, it's
per,
not much more than that now, but it
yeah,
has
per
definitely
coin.
increased.
So yeah, it went up to like a tenth of a cent or something like that. And I was like, holy crap, I just made so much money. Because I had something like 30 or 60 million of them or something stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even a slight shift, you're like, whoa. uh, and it's gonna come back down. And that's what's fun about Doge is it's very affordable and you can play around with it, just goof off. Put a
Yeah.
couple bucks here, watch it disappear tomorrow, then come back the next day, and then you have $20. You know what I mean?
Right.
Uh, anyway, I'm not suggesting anyone do that, but it is fun actually to move with the play with the super volatile cryptocurrencies and see
Oh
if you
yeah,
can't
here it
buy it.
is. Fauci had received $15 million in taxpayer-funded security perks since he retired. 15 million.
Yeah, it's a lot of money. That sounds like government waste. What kind of security does this guy have for $15 million?
He had a whole security detail from Secret Service, U.S. Marshals. He had a fully staffed and a funded chauffeur from U.S. Marshals.
Dear God, why? That just seems excessive.
Eh, no, not at all.
All right, what's this last one you got in here? I couldn't open it up, and I even put that in there, and you said I know. I was like, thanks a lot, douchebag.
Yeah, well, this court case was brought in Alexandria, Virginia, Northern Virginia. A
Ah,
U.S. jury awarded $42 million to three former detainees of Iraq's notorious Abu Ghraib prison. And the people they charged was the Virginia-based military contractor that was responsible.
okay.
And that was CACI. They're blaming the civilian interrogators who worked alongside the army. So these people that were criminals got a nice payday.
That's strange how that keeps working out, huh? Anyway, everyone, if you've made it to the end of the show, it'd be awesome if you could toss us a buck or two to help us pay our fees. But you know
Yep.
what's even better than that is
The,
sharing the show out because maybe someone else will throw us a buck or two.
the bill
The show
and
is,
we are back up on YouTube on the under the Jeffrey and Brian show
are we?
email. Yep.
Oh,
We've had 14 views in the last 28 days.
I completely forgot that page even existed.
Oh, I just set it back up recently, so
All right, well, that's
because
pretty
people were
nice. There you go.
complaining that they've been blocked on Facebook for whatever reason. So,
You can still
I
watch
took
the
the,
video version if you want on
but
YouTube.
I love the strikes we get on YouTube still, Months later they'll come up with a strike and I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
They said I won't be able to stream live for a week. Oh no, not that. We don't stream
yeah,
on YouTube anyway.
yeah. That's actually why I stopped the first time on the testicles was because I kept getting strikes. I was like, what the fuck? Every time we even brought up COVID, like, nope.
They're still striking us for that.
I believe it. Are we still getting hit with the occasional copyright infringement?
Yeah, but I always complain about those and I always win, so.
Yeah, that's because they just hope you just give up and accept it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, share the show out to anyone you think might be interested. We are just two drunk jackasses
Yep.
being jackasses.
Yep.
Until next time.
Later. No music.
Should
There it
be.
is. It's coming. I'm out.